I'm back with some very important stories that no legacy media will be sharing with you. But before we start, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon because it's pretty clear the algorithm doesn't want people to see this content. With every video I upload, I lose more and more subscribers, so any support, even a like or a comment, but most of all, a subscription would be appreciated. Now, the first story I want to share with you guys is all about weather. You see, in the last few months, we've seen some pretty crazy weather phenomena all over the world, but things are only getting wilder. For instance, have you seen that video of the strange cloud in the Philippines? Now, what's interesting is that this unique cloud formation was observed on June 19th in Naga City near one of the foremost centers of the Catholic Church. As you can imagine, it created quite a stir and left people wondering if it was some kind of sign from God. But not all strange weather events around the globe have left a positive impact on people. For instance, China is seeing some of the worst flooding in history. Hundreds of thousands of people had to be evacuated from some of the modern cities in the world. And on top of this, they're now saying that a second tropical cyclone is about to hit the same region, which will only make things worse for the people in that area. Now, these back-to-back destructive cyclones remind me of the two hurricanes we saw last year in the US, and I'm wondering if people were reporting a lot of chemtrails in China for the last few weeks. And this strange weather activity is spreading to the entire globe. In Europe, people are now finding themselves covered in some kind of magnetic dust.
Last night there was some sort of residue, substance, dust. Apparently it's been claimed that it's sand, but watch what happens when we gather some of this up. Now look what happens. Can you see that? Look, and even if I can do it that way, so it's going up the way also. And look, it's actually stuck to the magnet. It's been pulled towards it. It's been magnetized towards it.
And those same Saharan dust storms have been hitting our East Coast for weeks now. But magnetic dust is probably the least of our worries. I mean, more than 20 people had to be hospitalized because of a single lightning strike at a lake in South Carolina.
In Lexington County, nearly 24 people were injured after a lightning strike at a lake. It happened at Lake Murray on the Dominion Beach Park around 5 p.m. Officials say 20 people were injured, 8 adults and 12 juveniles.
And this comes only days after we saw the incredible devastation at Lake Tahoe. And as if that isn't bad enough already, the weather radars just went nuts and showed something very, very strange over Alabama. Now, there's many theories out there. It could have been a meteor, but so far, nothing like that has been reported in the area. However, something tells me it could have been related to the tests they were performing at the Redstone Arsenal. Of course, they have said they were performing some kind of smoke generating test, but since when have they ever told us the truth? The simple fact is that someone is messing with this weather because nothing we're seeing is normal. And while we look for the truth, the death toll keeps rising every single day. Now, next up, I want to talk about this wild interaction between our president and the NATO chief.
You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easier to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
You have to use
stop
strong,
them.
like every once in a while you have to use a certain word.
Of course, he was grilled by the European press for this comment, but he doubled down on it.
Used when talking to Donald Trump has been notable because of its flattery. Today you called him Daddy, and you sent a text message to him that was gushing with praise. Is this the way that you feel that you have to act when doing business with the US president, through flattery and praise? Isn't it a bit demeaning, and doesn't it make you look weak?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a bit of a question of taste, but I think he's a good friend.
I guess they're finally starting to realize that they have to kiss the ring or there will be no more American dollars coming their way. Now, this NATO summit had another moment that went absolutely viral on platforms like X.
That's not allowed. No.
Can we take photos for the president?
Nope.
These aren't official photographers.
They're posed.
Many people who saw this little handshake thought the president had sent a body double to this summit. They came up with this theory by noting how President Trump appears to be shorter than the Turkish president, even though in real life the American president is a few inches taller. Now look, I had already told you that it would be totally normal for President Trump to use a body double because of all the threats he's receiving. However, I don't think this was a body double, since he only looked shorter because of a strange camera angle. On top of this, he's been speaking frequently during this tour, and I'm not sure if some temporary body double can copy his mannerisms so perfectly. Now, since we're on the subject of body doubles, I also want to discuss a huge development in the AutoPen scandal. A Biden aide has just admitted that she was using the AutoPen without ever receiving direct approval from the president.
I just spoke with the House Oversight Committee, Majority and Minority Council. I answered every question, was pleased to discuss my public service, and it was a thorough process, and I'm glad I answered every question.
I think this only makes it more obvious that Joe Biden wasn't running the White House, and if that's true, then who the hell pardoned all those people? We definitely need to dig deeper into this scandal because someone ran this country for 4 years, and Joe Biden doesn't seem to be that guy. Now, since we are already talking about pardons, did you know that Diddy can walk free any day now? You only need to see remarks from any legal expert to find out that the case is not as open and shut as it seemed. In fact, the prosecution has already dropped multiple charges against the rapper.
The federal prosecutors are no longer including attempted kidnapping and attempted arson. They're underlying crimes in the alleged racketeering conspiracy charge.
Now, I already told you this could happen since James Comey's daughter is running the prosecution, and her record is not clean at all. Then, on top of this, many of the victims didn't seem honest at all. From everything I've seen so far, the DOJ's star witnesses aren't really working out. For instance, MIA, who used to be Diddy's assistant, is one of the key witnesses who claims her boss did horrible things to her. Well, nearly 2 years after leaving Diddy, she texted him, "Just thinking of you today and every day. I had a nightmare. I was trapped in an elevator with R. Kelly. I screamed and you came to rescue me." She has sent many such text messages to Diddy, and now they've dropped charges, which means there's a good chance that he can actually go free. Now, finally, I want to show you just how scary drone technology has become. Well, this is concerning news. China just built a mosquito that can spy on you. It's not an insect. It's a mosquito-sized drone built by China's National University of Defense. defense technology. It flaps its wings like a real bug, making it silent, radar-proof, and almost impossible to detect. A 2023 Nature Communications study confirms it outperforms traditional drones in stealth and agility. But here's where it gets creepy. Bill Gates has spent millions releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into the environment through biotech companies like Oxitec, supposedly for public health. So now you've got real GMO mosquitoes flying around and robotic ones being developed for surveillance and warfare. What's the difference at this point? The US has the Black Hornet 4 and Harvard's RoboBee in development too, with autonomous swarm capabilities. A 2024 RAND report warns these micro drones are nearly impossible to detect. You won't hear them, you won't see them, but they'll see you and track you and record you. Welcome to surveillance you can't swat. Once again, if they're showing us these drones, it basically means they are hiding even more advanced ones. And that's why you can be damn sure that you're under their eyes all the time. Now, before we go, let me share something cool with you. I just found something wild about stem cells. If you don't know, stem cells are like tiny repair crews in your body and go fix things that need to be fixed. I'm going to show you a video where Dr. Eric Berg, one of the most watched health educators on YouTube, he's been talking about this for years.
A stem cell is kind of like this reserve cell that can pretty much change into anything that you need. They're using it now to regenerate fibrosis, which then allows the heart muscle function to improve by 30%. They can do the same thing with liver fibrosis and damaged brain cells. They're getting great results stimulating new cartilage in your joint. Some people are using it for autoimmune diseases like MS, and also to help rejuvenate skin cells to actually make the skin young again. There's also stem cells for cancer. It's very important to understand how to keep that stem cell population at the highest level.
The thing about stem cells is that they are crazy expensive. We got Holly weirdos, referring to Hollywood, spending $50K for one placenta stem cell injection. Honestly, I don't have that kind of cash on me right now. Luckily, my guys at Black Forest developed cocoa flavanols. Studies have been done to show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees coming out of a beehive in your bloodstream. And they go out and they find whatever needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee actually backs this up.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Now, how do we know this actually functions, it works in people? Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably. And then what's even more important and impressive is that there was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death.
Yeah.
Right? Over a period
like
of
a statin.
Like a statin. Right. Exactly. Except made with by eating the same thing that you use to make chocolate. So we're not telling people to go out to have chocolate, which is a confection, which has got a lot of sugar and all kinds of other stuff in it. Yeah. But it's the stuff underneath it, the core of it.
This isn't your average cocoa. It's a stem cell power-up. I mix it in coffee or protein shakes. It tastes great and the benefits are real. No sugar, only 20 calories. If you are experiencing significant aging, slow recovery, weak immunity, or just feeling off, blame your lazy stem cells. But guess what? Cocoa flavanols activate them like a fountain of youth in a scoop. Studies show that cocoa flavanols increase stem cell circulation by over 100%. Go to my link in the description or pinned comment down below, then for the next 48 hours, you can get a whooping 40% off. Stock up while you can. Again, it's Black Forest High Flavanols Cocoa. Now, I have some questions for you about today's video. Are Are you also shocked at how crazy the weather is becoming? And what are your thoughts on the body double theory? I always enjoy reading what you guys think, so feel free to leave multiple comments down below, since we all know some of those comments get deleted mysteriously. As per usual, thank you very much for watching, subscribing, and tune into the next video. I'll have more interesting news for you.